Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I will talk about the Sony 70-200mm f4 G OSS telephoto zoom lens for Sony cameras. This lens was introduced in 2013 and today we will find out if it's still good in 2024. First I will tell you something about the specs. Then we will take a look at some test images and after that we will come to the conclusion. This lens has a focal range from 70-200mm with a constant aperture of f4. It's not a large zoom range as you can see here. And it's also not fast as its big brother the 70-200mm f2.8. It features 21 elements in 15 groups including Super ED elements. It offers built-in optical image stabilization and has a near circular 9 blades which creates an attractive blur to autofocus areas of the image. The dual linear motor autofocus system achieves a quick and precise focus. The Super Nano AR coating limits glare and flaring and it's also dust and moisture resistant. The Sony 70-200mm is available for €1,100. Weighing in at 840 grams, the aluminum alloy body is pretty heavy for a compact system camera lens. It is rather large for a Sony a7 IV body that I have tested it with. Build quality is excellent, something of a relief given the price tag. It has a sealed dust and moisture resistant design which makes it well suited to live in both the field and the studio. This lens has a metal lens mount. It accepts 72mm filters. It has a round focus hold button which keeps the lens locked to the current focusing distance. Useful if you are autofocusing and you don't want the lens to try and find focus again. The preview function can also be assigned to this button to the camera's custom settings. The focus range limiter switch prevents the lens from hunting through the entire focusing range. There are two options: full or infinity to 13cm. The motor switch toggles between normal shooting, mode 1, and planning, mode 2, which automatically adjusts the lens to account for horizontal movement while shooting. The Sony 70-200mm features optical image stabilization, which together with the a7 IV own IBIS means that I could successfully handhold the camera up to 4 to 4.5 stops slower than with a lens with no optical image stabilization. This lens has a quiet and wide focus ring. There are no hard stop at either end of the range, making it a little more difficult to set the focus at infinity. When it comes to autofocusing, the 70-200 zoom is a quiet and quick performer on the a7 IV, as you can see here. Chromatic aberrations typically see as a blur or purple fringing along the contrasty edges. I had none in my test shots, only appearing in very high contrast areas. This lens offers a minimum focus distance of 1 meter with a maximum magnification of 0.13. You don't get very close to the object, but for an older telezoom lens it's okay. Even if the 70-200mm f2.8 is more suitable for portrait photography, the smaller f4 brother also makes beautiful portraits with a smooth bokeh as you can see here in these pictures. And we don't see any onion rings in the bokeh balls too. But what about the sharpness? The following pictures were taken with an open aperture of f4 and an ISO of 100. If we start at 70cm and we zoom into 200%, we see an excellent sharpness in the center. In the corner, the sharpness decreases a bit as you can see here. At 135cm, we see a top picture again. If we zoom into 200%, we see an excellent sharpness in the center. In the corner, the sharpness decreases a little bit as we saw at 70cm as well. At 200cm, the quality is much better. If we zoom into 200%, the sharpness in the center is again comparable to the other focal lengths. In the corners, however, we see an improvement compared to the other focal lengths. It's much more sharper. If we stop down to f5.6 or 7.1, you will see a small improvement in sharpness, but not so much. Okay, it's time for the conclusion. The Sony 70-200mm f4 G OSS is an excellent telephoto zoom lens for Sony cameras. It delivers outstanding sharpness in the center of the frame almost throughout its entire aperture and zoom range, even performing well wide open at f4, although you will need to stop down to f5.6 to get a better quality at the edges of the frame. This lens offers fast and reliable autofocusing on the a7 IV that I have tested it with, plus manual focusing, built-in image stabilization and an excellent build quality. It's even usefully weather-tight too. The only real downsides are the high price still today, the large size and weight, and the constant f4 aperture rather than the f2.8, which may put some people off. However, as I said in the beginning, the lens is from 2013 and a very good and cheap alternative has come out in the meantime. For example, the Tamron 70-180mm f2.8 or the Tamron 28-200mm, for which I have also made a comparison video. In addition, the second generation of the 70-200mm f4 has already come out in 2023, with an additional macro function, and it's lighter and smaller on top, so I wouldn't buy it new anymore. But if you can get it used for a good price, I can still recommend it. If you like this video, I would be happy if you can give a like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, please write in the comments down below. I will try to answer everyone. See you next time.